Hey guys, it's me, Christina. So I have a book review on The Fiery Heart by Richelle Mead. This is the fourth book in the Bloodline series, and this one was my favorite so far. I just love this one, probably because of the whole Adrian and Sydney romance, because it was just so cute, and I just love them together. They just work so well together, and I loved it, and I had a ton of favorite quotes. Some of them were just Adrian being himself. Maybe I can share one before I get into what I thought. I'll just go to a random one. No, that is the entire paragraph. Oh, this one was funny. This one was when Sydney was doing something. She's like, "How am I scarier than a one-eyed man?" I demanded. And I'll do another one. Big paragraph. This one was a cute one. Who can count the number of stars in the sky or the grains of sand upon the beach? It's futile. I'd say I count the seconds, but that's a pretty big number for me. I'll count for both of us. I love you. I thought that one was just so sweet. So this one was my favorite, probably because of the romance, and Sydney was just this trying to make these tattoos. She used a tattoo machine for the first time. She had to go to court with Adrian. Oh, and this is not a spoiler-free review, so step away if you haven't seen this, or read this. Oh my god. And she was just from book 1 to this book, I think she's changed so much, and her sister is she's I don't like her. I try to like her in some parts, but then she would do something normal, and then she would do something crazy, mostly ugh, I just don't like her. She would, Sydney would, do stuff with, her friends, who are Dampere and Maroy, and I was just she would be why are you always doing them favors? And I was just oh, I hate you so much. And then Sydney is just she loves her sister so much, and then we find out that her parents are getting divorced, shocker, because her father is freaking crazy. He is trying to when they have this dinner and Zoe's going on and on, Sydney's always doing them favors and stuff, and she's always doing this thing with Miss Tiller, and I'm just shut up, Zoe, no one likes you. And then she tries to just be there for her sister, but she can't because she's doing witches stuff, and then she's hanging out with Adrian, and I'm just and I liked Adrian's point of view too, and his friend Rowena, who is I like her a lot because I think her and Sydney would get along very well too. And what I like about Rowena is that she's an artist like Adrian, and she doesn't she's also gay, and which is, I don't think we've ever had a gay character in this series that I remember. In Vampire Academy, I don't think there was one, which is very interesting. And I like that she has all these different colors hair, and her girlfriend, I forget her name, but she ends up helping making birthday dinner for Sydney, and I thought that was so sweet. I loved this one the most. This one was my favorite. I loved it so much. And then when she was trying to figure out what to make as a tattoo, ink, so something to do with the vampires, so they because alchemists, and they can have a stronger bond, so they compel you more into being mindless zombies, and oh, and they video chatted with Keith, who is a mindless zombie. Like, after re-education, they just, like, took everything from him. I mean, he was a nice person. He was not a nice person before, but they took everything that was him and then made him just, like, completely blank. Just the mission, just the mission, just the mission. Nothing else. And I was just like, that is freaking crazy. These people are crazy. Like, they think that the vampires are evil, but I think they're evil too. I mean, Strigoi are plain evil. They kill people. And Murray and Dampier, they're not evil. Like, they're, I mean, some. Like, after that event that happened at court with Sydney and Adrian, I was just like, what? And we have a new character, Neil. He is a Dampier, and he's English. And I wasn't, like, sure I was gonna like him at first, but then, like, things happen, and he's pretty cool. And Adrian, like, Sydney's worried that Adrian's, like, gonna lose it to spirit, and she wants him to go on medication, and it's also affecting Jill, too, and, Adrian has to go and meet this vampire who just turned back from being, I forget what she was, but she was a Strigoi, and then she turned back, and so they want, and then he's like, we have to test her blood, and then they have to, like, charm it, and then it was, like, crazy, and, like, and then Rose was there, and Dimitri, and it was cool to see them, too, and because I always like seeing them, and then, so Adrian and Sydney have these things called love phones, and I was so freaked out. I knew they were going to lose these love phones, and they end up doing that, and, when they end up going to court, because they needed them, and then Lissa is like, do you think Sydney would come too? And, like, Adrian is, like, super happy, and then, Neil has to come too, but then, like, I just loved, and then this event happens, so they end up, like, after, like, dealing with this, and Abe was there. I just love him because he's so crazy too, but he's like, I would do anything for the people I love. And then she was, like, explaining that she needed an extra batch so she can make, like, this tattoo, and he's, like, an earth user, so he, like, did something to it. I forgot what he really did, but, and so she can make the tattoo ink that she ends up using on Trey. And, I forgot this one scene, Miss Tillwigger and, Malachi Wolf are together, so I thought it was so funny because he was in line when they were getting coffee, and Sydney introduced them, because he's the one who, like, taught Adrian and Sydney self-defense, and I just think they're good together too, because he has a lot of chihuahuas, she has a lot of cats, and I love Miss Tailwigger because I think she's just, like, she cares about Sydney and Adrian so much, and, I love this. And then, so they're at court, and then this thing happens where they end up going to, this diner where Adrian sees, like, a bunch of his old friends from when, like, before, like, he was, like, not so, I can't even explain, and they start talking about dabbling, and I was like, it's mostly blood rape, so they take humans and, like, drink out of them, but, Adrian lies to Sydney and says that, oh, it's like they tell people and that, and I forget what he actually said, but I knew, and then they go back to court, and then Sydney brought up dabbling to Rose, and she's like, what? And she tells Sydney that it's blood rape, and before they were just like having like this really nice conversation, her and Adrian, before these jerks come up to them, and he was talking about children, and I was like, and he's like, I think it would be selfish for us to have children because with like your brains and like my look, my I forget what he said, but I thought it was just so cute. I'm just fangirling over their relationship. And then so they go back to court, and then Adrian said that he did it once, and Sydney and Adrian get into this big fight, and then she goes off, and the guy from before was there, and he tries to attack her, and then she like brings this branch down with her magic, and then Adrian shows up, and he's talking about tree jitsu, and whacks him with the branch, and then they were going to sleep together, but then Lissa's like, okay, you guys need to leave now. And then they get into a car crash, and they end up going to this bed and breakfast, and they finally sleep together, and it was really romantic and cute, and I just really loved it. And they end up being stuck there for 3 days, and it was really nice that they got that time together, because they don't get that all the time because of stupid Zoe, and I hate her, and ugh. And I knew something bad was gonna happen. So like they have like this, I felt like they were getting too comfortable, and then Zoe's like saying like, well, they're not so bad like the damn and the Marie, and I knew she was just being a ugh. So the father wants them to say something against the mother because they're getting divorced. And I'm like, what the hell is this guy's problem? And he's like, she probably cheated on me because he took photos of her. And I was like, you are a crazy person. And their older sister, Carly, is standing up for the mother. And I think Sydney's going to too, if this ever happens. Like, I don't know what's going on. But, I knew something bad was going to happen. So for the birthday, they, Adrian's friend makes, like, dinner for them, and Adrian's still on this, like, spirit medication, so he can't, like, this, like, medication to stop his spirit, which X'd out, Jill in this, and he can't do a lot of spirit stuff, so it's making him more reasonable. Like, he doesn't make crazy purchases and stuff like that, and I know Spirit is, like, really bad, but he loves helping people, but he's doing it for Sydney because he knows how much it means to her, and she was, like, breaking down crying when that thing happened at the pawn shop, and he's like, are we breaking up? And she's like, no, I'm just, like, so hurt because, like, I love you, and if anything ever happened to you, I don't know what I would do with myself. And then, like, they were, like, messing around in Sydney's car, and, he's like, I lost my love phone, and she's like, what? And he's like, I probably lost it in a coffee shop. And then, they finally get this tattoo stuff to work on. Malachi did it on Trey the first time, and then Sydney did it the second time, and she's like, how am I scarier than a one-eyed man? And I was just like, that's so funny. And she tries to, like, kind of, like, see if it works, and it does. And then when they were up at court, they tried the Sturgoid tattoo thingy on Neil, and Neil comes to Sydney because when they were stuck in the car and they were, like, almost freezing to death, he she did like this fire, and Adrian's like, Sydney saved our lives, don't say anything. And he's like, okay. And then he comes to Sydney saying like, okay, so there's these Sergoi, and I want to stop them and see if this tattoo works, and with your fire thing, if it doesn't work, you just set that guy on fire. If it doesn't, well, set us both on fire. And I'm like, okay, and then something like, so they end up telling Eddie too, and then they all go, and then the vampire was older than they thought he was, so, and then Jill was there, and Angeline and Trey, and I was just like, oh my god. And then Eddie is like yelling at Jill, and he's like, you're not supposed to be there. She's like, shut up, and then she kisses him. I thought it was so cute. And then something really bad happens. So they want to get Marcus to come in and like so they can give him like this ink, and Sydney never shows up. And then we see what happens from Sydney's point of view, and she was taken by the freaking alchemist when she was with Eddie, and she tricks Eddie into like doing this with the dragon, and they take her, and then they're trying to get her to like admit what she's done wrong, and I'm like, what the hell, they're crazy people. And I love this book. I gave it 5 out of 5 stars. I am reading Silver Shadows right now. I'm on page 15, and it's really good, and I can't wait to know what happens. So I hope you guys enjoy it. I'll see you guys next time. Happy reading. Bye, guys.